and getting our trains back on track is such an important issue because trains offer a cheaper form of transport. And heaven knows we are under huge pressure. Fuel is going up at midnight. That's just the very latest strain on cash-strapped consumers in South Africa. On Friday, trade union umbrella body Cosatu is planning a one-day nationwide strike in protest at what they are calling our pressing economic crisis. They want to state their concern about planned retrenchments. 3,000 alone planned at Sibanye Stillwater, one of the country's biggest mining houses. Cosatu says the stayaway is their last resort. They've tried engaging with business and government through the Economic and Development Council NEDLAC with not much luck. Let's discuss this now with Amos Monyela of Cosatu. Mr. Monyela, thank you so much for joining us. It's important that you have tried to discuss your concerns through NEDLAC. Why do you think you had no success?
Well, good evening to yourself, Sally, and the viewers at home. I must say there have been a lot of engagement that we had with government and business at NEDLAC. And we've made a number of proposals, which some of them might have been taken and some of them are not taken. But in the dire economic situation requires a review of our policies and acceleration of some of the proposals that we have made to NEDLAC and some of them that we have made with the governing party, particularly the extension of the presidential stimulus to extend it from 1 million people to be employed. I mean, we are talking about the issue of transport and rail system now. I mean, rail itself has got two types of economy: the mainstream economy and the straight economy, or the local economy, So there's an economy there which has been collapsed for quite some time, and if that system can be rebuilt, accelerated, so our people will be able to fend themselves through what they are selling at the train station and a number of issues. We have made proposals to government that in order for us to ignite the economy, you just have to go and give public servants, their pension, to withdraw from their pension, the two-pot pension system, which has been accepted by government. Our aim there is that, that money will go and recirculate into the economy. So then it's going to recirculate into the economy, and it is going to make the economy grow and create jobs for our people. As we speak now, there is this thing that we call batching of collective bargaining by the state and municipalities and a number of companies. What they don't understand is that when you batch collective bargaining, you are also batching the economy because those workers are responsible for a number of people in their families, more than one. They're taking care of them. And with the cost of living in our country, so the little that they get is able to feed a number of mouths.
Just explain to me, you said bashing of collective bargaining.
Yes.
So what exactly are they doing? Just break it down for us.
Well, if you are to remember, in government, there was Resolution 1 of 2018, which government has bashed, and government said that they are not going to give public servants a salary increase. I think the latest increase that they received was a 3% increase, which was next to nothing. So in the public space, they say it's 7%, but then it's not necessarily 7.5%. It's not necessarily 7.5%. What gets into a real value is a 3%. If you recall now, we are at loggerhead with the city of Tshwane.
Yeah.
So they've agreed on a salary increase last year, but then now they are reneging from a collective bargaining that they've signed. And
now, that's interesting because they're saying that a few years ago they did something that other municipalities didn't. They did a big salary adjustment and people got a really good bump up in their salaries. Isn't that a fair argument? No, it's not fair because, when that thing came, so the executives were given salary hikes. So there was the process that was undertaking of placing the municipalities properly. And the executive at that point in time received huge packages and on their salaries. And it was a 10 from other workers except for executive management. So are you saying workers didn't get that? They did, but then it's not what they are calling. All of them got it. It's not that it's something that, is out of extraordinary. It was equalizing the salaries of workers together with the salaries of top executives in the city of Tshwane. So it was not something which... but workers did get it too. Yes, they did get it. It is due to them. Yeah. It was due to them because as it was due to executive management. Yeah, so yes, I'm with you, but they're saying that other municipalities didn't do that for their workers.
Well, I can tell you that, we've been, one of our affiliates, Sam, has been fighting with all the municipalities. The municipality, the Mohali City municipality has started to pay workers those. There are many municipalities that are coming to the party because that was not because of engagement, it was because of structural changes which happened in many municipalities. So they had to equalize the salary package as a result of that process that they undertook. So that it's not a real issue. I mean, if we go to the city of Tshwane now, so we must start talking about the 10 billion that they are unable to account for, which the Auditor General has kicked them in their nose. And so we're unable to account to this. Where is that money? Because that money can be able, I mean, they're talking about 600 million that should go to workers. But then they've squandered 10 billion, even today. So they're unable to account for it. The mayor resigned on the basis of this. So we don't think that they are factual. They're trying to play heroism. They're applying to bring issues.
I hear your frustration because I think that workers are very close to what's actually happening.
Yes.
And let's face it, in any workplace, there's talk. People discuss things get out. And your frustration is palpable. The reality, though, is that across South Africa, times are really tough. I mean, petrol going up, diesel going up by nearly R2 a litre. This is going to put a strain on the bottom line for every company. You made an interesting statement about retrenchments. You're saying we're really against retrenchments for companies trying to maximize their profits.
Yes.
Am I right that you could perhaps accept retrenchments if it's that or the company must close? Am I right?
Well, all the time when the companies should close, they must provide their financial statement, their constraints. We look into those and engage on them and how.
So you want to be part of helping to resolve the problem?
We want to be part of helping the problem. The law says that you have to engage. People can't go to the public and say we are constrained on this and this, and even ourselves are constrained on the fuel hikes, diesel hikes. In fact, I always have an unmandated position that, in fact, in our country we also have, government must come to the party, reduce the levy by almost 28%, and somewhere else where it's an unmandated position. That in our country we are in a crisis here to have almost $889 million in foreign investment money that we are having in our country. Why can't government at least go to that and just try to relieve consumers, particularly on the fuel increase, food increase, and so that they are able to cushion everybody in the country? Things are very difficult. Everybody, even business, most of the businesses that have always been on what we call investment strike, they are even crying poverty, yet they are sitting on millions and millions without investing them back into the economy. So if somebody is saying retrenchment, it's okay, it's part of the law. Let's go and engage on retrenchment. Show us your books so that we're able to understand indeed if this is not going to happen, the company is going to collapse. But then you can't just say it without even
I hear what you're saying. I think what's so interesting for me is that Cosatu is in an alliance with the ANC and the ANC is in government. You would think there'd be better trust, better relations. And I know obviously big businesses, there's also issues there, but just in terms of that relationship, how would you describe it currently?
Well, the ANC is a multi-party organization. So even if when we're in an alliance, we end up not being a labor desk of the ANC. So we can engage the ANC and give them proposals.
I'm picking up a lack of trust.
Yeah, we give them proposals. Some of the proposals are implemented, but they need a slow play. When you forgot that this has to be implemented, then the ANC government will come. Even what the current Minister of Electricity, some of the things that is implementing are the proposal that Cosatu deposited in the ANC and deposited also at NEDLAC. So we are trying to see implementation of those, even though there is load shedding, but there's progress that we are beginning to see out of the proposals that we have made as the Federation.
Okay. I want to ask you about Friday. Give me one thing specifically that you're hoping to achieve through this march. What are you wanting to focus on specifically?
Well, the first one, it's on bread and butter issues and on collective bargaining. That we because our destination will be at the National Treasury. Remember, National Treasury has issued an austerity measure circular. So we're just going to go on National Treasury to reverse that thing because it also affects the infrastructure program.
And this is cost cutting, really.
Yes, cost cutting. Yes, so the infrastructure program is a program that has kept the economy going and has kept kept creating jobs. So we cannot have a national treasury that will be thinking backwards in terms of what they are having, something that is working for the economy. So that's the first thing that we are going to go. We are going to go to the city of Tshwane. We want the city of Tshwane to go back to the negotiation table with the municipal workers to resolve this impasse. If you can go to the city of Tshwane now, it is filthy, there are no services, everything has collapsed. So that's one of the things that we want to go and tell that mayor stop to become a hero. Engage with workers, engage with communities, because we are now living in filth. There's no services.
And it's been going on for a long time.
It's been going on for a long time.
I know the mayor is saying, well, this is becoming a criminal issue now. But, you know, we must engage on that. Very last quick question. I think a lot of people will agree that we need to engage on the economic pressures we're dealing with. But workers who go out on Friday will obviously, it's their constitutional right, but they will lose a day's salary. Bearing in mind how tight times are, do you expect a big response on Friday?
No, well, we are not going to close the city. We have not said we're going to close the city. We're just going to submit a memorandum. We'll have a number of workers coming to join the march. You know, the march, whether big or small, the march is able to achieve what it wants to achieve. And I can make mention of too many achievements that we've achieved to the number of workers, because I know that everybody, even in the media, when Cosatu says it goes to a march, even our opposition in a trade union movement, they will say that this is a Cosatu, this is a different Cosatu. But then things have changed now. So things have changed. So we do things differently. We are still the biggest in terms of mobilizing. No any other federation can mobilize as we are mobile. But then we've achieved a lot of things. The e-tolls we've achieved in Gauteng. The Premier is employing 6,000 workers.
So this march essentially is one more way. You have been engaging, but it's one more way of making your voice heard. All right, we're certainly going to be monitoring what happens on Friday. I want to thank you so much for coming into studio. That's Amos Monyela from Cosatu talking about Friday's march to deal with the economic pressures. Now, still to come on SA Tonight, fuel prices are going to increase from midnight. We're going to be crossing live to our reporter at a petrol station in a moment.